Right. Hi, guys. Oh, hi, Joe.
Hi.
Auntie Rachel and Megan, who are going to watch it back. So, welcome to this week's. Um, so, I've got a few things to share. But first, I wanted to ask Joe to share something she's had going on for the past week and sort of her takeaways from what she's learned from the sort of week she's had. But I'll let her explain it. So, over to you, Joe.
Sweet. Hi, Rebecca, or everyone. So yeah, I've had the week from hell. Um, I can't remember exactly what day it was, but I had a really bad week in terms of anxiety. Anyway, I've also been floored with a cold, and I got a phone call from my housing association, and I was told that I am in a serious amount of debt in rent arrears. Enough. They told me the amount of money that I owe them, and it pretty much took all of the air out of my lungs. And so I've been dealing with that on top of me being ill, the kids being ill, and having anxiety issues. Anyway, it hasn't helped. I've struggled to do a lot of work, um, but I got myself to a point where like this business for me is my only option, and I know of a really famous quote. I believe it was by Bob Marley, but it's you do not know how strong you are, and strong is your only choice. And um, where was I going with that? Yeah. So for me, this business is all I have at the moment. I need to figure out how I'm going to pay all of this money back to my housing association. I'm like this close to being evicted from my house because I'm in that much debt, and I need this business to work. So what I've done is I've kind of somehow discovered somewhat of a fire in my belly where like I need this to work, and I'm going to do anything and everything that I can to make this business work for me. And so what I've learned is that I'm a lot stronger than I think I am. I'm very resilient, and when it really comes down to like when it comes down to doing this business, this is all I've got. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say.
Awesome. Um, yeah, and Joe's been talking to me this week about what she's had going on and stuff. And, I said to her, like I've said to you guys before, we're all human and we all have bad times. We all have bad days and stuff. But there is a point where it comes in this business where you just kind of, it clicks and you're just like, I have to do this. It's been similar timing with me and Joe, actually, with like how we see this business helping us, basically. So I've had a rough few weeks as well, to be fair, and it just clicks and you're like, you have to make this work. Jo's obviously got all her struggles and stuff. I'm struggling financially at the minute for several reasons, but we don't want to use that as a, or get you down and like it affects your mood and you don't do much work, it puts you off. You want it to push you. You want, like Joe said, to use it as like a fire in your belly to move you forward, to push you, because we're all sitting on a gold mine in this business, and I don't think some people quite realize it. And we have so much available to us through this business, helping people, helping yourself financially, giving yourself what you wanted to do. I'm wanting to move to America eventually at the minute, and I'm never going to do that unless I get my ass up, basically, and work for it, because I'm never going to make that amount of money from the job I'm in. At the minute, I don't know if I'm going to stay in my job because there's lots going on, but I can't just sit here and complain about it. I have to get up and make a move and change it. There's no point in sitting complaining about something what you can change, and we can all change that with this business. And Joe's, using this week now to push her forward. We've been in contact all day today. We did some blitz time together, and I can see that Joe is just working her ass off, doing the tasks, doing a DMO. And we've all got things going on. We've all got hours we're working. We've all got other stuff going on in his lives. But Joe is not using that as an excuse. I mean, she's got two kids. She's a single mum. She has school runs and stuff to do, but she's not using that as an excuse to not do the work. She's finding stolen moments and still doing it, and in the Action Takers group, Joy's always the first person to complete every single task. and she has a lot going on. So it just means and shows that everyone whoop, it just shows that everyone can do this. We are just using excuses to not do it. And why? Because I know it's easy to, but that's why people do the easy things, because it is the easiest option. So we need to just get off his asses, basically. Hi, Tasha.
Hello.
Hello. So you've just missed, Jo was just sharing her past week, her takeaways on what she's had going on, but how she's overcoming it and using it to push her forward, to give her fire to really do this.
Awesome.
So you'll have to watch that bit back. So yeah.
I will.
Yes. So, right, the other thing I was going to talk about, the new call. Me and Jo have been talking about it today. So Jo kind of wants to be a running buddy with me for it, because she really wants to put herself into it. So we're going to create a poster. It's going to be on a Tuesday night, I think. And
do you want my intern to do you a poster?
Oh, yes, please.
All right, awesome. Great. I'll connect you with Courtney.
Thank you.
Look, I have these interns doing free work for me, so anything that is not a high-paying activity for you, like, please just let's hand that over, because, like, I mean, my plan is to have interns all year round, so, like, I just want it to be, like, basically kind of what I do for Lauren. I get paid. What I do for Lauren, I'm going to get them to do for us, basically. And you know what? It actually adds a lot of benefit, because with Lauren, like, obviously I'm only helping with the JP side, but with these girls, it's also to do with, like, fashion and modeling. And I'm just, like, really taking that on. So, yeah. Awesome. We'll talk to Courtney.
Brill. So, yeah, so we're going to try and organise first one for the coming week. We're going to structure
it. Are you going to run it like I do with Erin? So you know how me and Erin obviously are like head up Boss Babes and we run that call? Is that what you two are going to do?
Yeah, we were going to do that, and then, basically, and then structure it the same. So doing the products, business, you said about splitting it into two, which works better. So splitting that into two, and then a couple of stories.
And then, pulling in stories from people, like, I mean, definitely, you both know enough people to go and ask them to be on your call. Like, you know, you could ask anyone from Gen Y to speak on your call, to share their story. And the beautiful thing is, the fact that I know you're calling it Model Me Fit, but, you know, it's not like Jo is like, has a massive, like, fitness thing in her life. Yeah. If anything, you can, like, manipulate what that word fit might mean. And that's exactly what we said. Sylvia's a great story to have. Yeah. Like, you could actually manipulate that word. Model Me Fit could also be, you know, how you fit training into your life. Do you know what I mean? So, like, Jo could take that perspective, like, how do I make sure that I'm, you know, she could bring it into a story, like, how do I make sure that I'm making sure that I'm staying fit, because I've got kids and that's hard, you know? Yeah. And then you relate to a whole different crowd of people, like, not just, obviously, fitness focused, and you invite people, you can invite everyone. Like, I've invited a man before to Boss Babes, and he actually joined as a team member and then got his wife in the team. So I think sometimes it's like, you can manipulate what that word means, you know?
We were on about that earlier. We were saying, you know, obviously my focus would be working out, gym and stuff, but there's people who might talk about, say, working out at home, just going on walks, doing yoga, that sort of thing. So it doesn't have to just be, because I was trying to think of a thing where we could relate it to everyone in the team rather than just fitness. So like you say, you can manipulate.
You just tell the team, hey, look, we're doing a new call. Would love your support. If you could join us on the first, and we really want it. And just ask people, like literally individually, pin them out. Go, hey, Edit, I've heard you share your story once. Do you want to share your story one time? And she might, you know, she's got a bit of stuff going on right now. So she might say, yeah, in a few weeks. But why don't you, you could even schedule when people are going to talk, like I do for the Lauren calls, you know, schedule when people are going to speak. And I really want to start getting speakers on our Monday night calls. So I'm going to start, in fact, that's something I'm going to do today. Because I love doing the training, but I get so much value. Like, some of you haven't seen Team YOLO calls where we've had, like, Wendy Lowe on. Wendy Lowe has been, like, sharing such amazing stuff, and oh God, I just love her. I think she's great. So, but yeah, carry on.
Awesome. So Yeah, so I just wanted to see who would want to get involved in that and stuff. I know Joe's obviously on board. Megan wants to, but she's not sure about working schedules and stuff at the minute, so she's just going to do it as and when she can at the minute.
So just have her as a story. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do your, if you want, like, because you really want to have a couple of people in the business side that have got more of a financial background story. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you want, you can ask me. I can be your business story. When are you going to do the call?
Tuesday.
What time?
Probably 8
p.m. Okay, great. So I'll schedule it and I'll make sure I'm always on the call.
Fantastic.
And then if you need me for a business story, just, you can let me know and you can say, hey, I'm going to have Tasha. Or if you need me to, I don't mind, that's totally fine. But also people like Sylvia, you can ask her to do both. When she's on both stories, say, hey, because she's got a fantastic business story, but obviously she's really into fitness too. So and she can relate back to that whole Model Me Fit, how she used to fit Juice Plus Business in her day. Because she used to work full time as a makeup artist in a shop,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. So, do you think we should do it this coming Tuesday, or do you think we should wait till the next one if we're waiting for a poster?
No, do it this week. We'll push Courtney. We'll set a deadline. We'll say, look, I need this poster. You've got to do it now.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm intending to do this more with them, set them deadlines.
Yeah.
I can tell out of them who's hungry. In fact, I think Courtney's probably going to join the team, which is hilarious. I didn't think that would happen.
That's cool.
Because she loves Model Me so much. She loves what we stand for so much.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. That's exactly what I originally did the interns for a recruiting technique, but actually I haven't even really, I haven't sat them down and had them listen to exactly what we actually do. But yeah, she was like, oh, I really love it. I think it's great what you're doing. And I'm like, that's cool. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Awesome. Yeah, okay, so the first one will be Tuesday then. Right, so I was going to talk about conference and goals, but I remembered, I think we did that on the last one, didn't we? Or we did it on your Action Takers call about where we wanted to be.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted
to kind of reminder, Joe just had some really bad shit go down, so yeah. I think it's what's quite amazing. And Joe, I'm going to share your vision board into Team YOLO because I'm going to meet up with Lauren this week because obviously I'm in Vegas. I was going to meet on Tuesday, but I think I'm trying to organize some shoots while I'm here, so probably Wednesday I'll see her. And she knows who's consistent in the team. She knows who is on the calls. Lauren really pays attention to that stuff. She really pays attention to who's on the calls, which is, for me, that's definitely why I pay so much attention to who's actually doing the do, and why I even did the Action Takers group. Because you can already see. I don't think Mariam's even seen the group, so I've actually not. I've individually messaged her. I don't think she's even seen it, but Rianne has. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, well, I'm going to give her till later, and if it doesn't, she's not kicking ass, then I'm going to take her out because it's just not fair on the two of you that are, you're just doing it like that. Like Jo had already done the DMO task because she's put herself in this space now of do or die. And I really think that, Lauren's always asking me, she 100%, she knows both your names. Like she knows both your names. So she's kind of like at this point where she's like, when are they going to get promoted? She's like, what are they doing? When are they going to get promoted? So the fact that you are both so consistent and you both had these challenges and they're throwing at you, like Lauren's thing, she doesn't care how much shit you have. She doesn't care. Lauren's like, so what? Bullshit, move on. You know what I mean? She's got a big no excuses attitude because she has seen other people that have come into this business that have had really bad situations. I'm not saying they're worse. Life is relative. So something really bad might happen to me, but like people say to me, oh, how did you get through Milan? And I'm like, because there's worse things in the world. But to some people that would be the worst thing in the world. So I think that like what Lauren is more concerned about is how much work you're doing. She doesn't care how much shit you've got going on your plate, whether you're about to get evicted from your house or whether you're about to, she doesn't care. That's not Lauren's thing. She cares how much work you're putting in, what the effort is, if you're turning up to the calls, if you're consistent, are you bringing people to the calls? When I say bringing people, the 6:30 p.m. PST, which is 2:30 in the morning for us, you take guests to that, but it's ridiculous o'clock. So that's Don't worry, it's not expected. But, you know, she pays attention, and I tell her who's working, and I tell who's like really kicking ass. So, and the reason why she set me that, remember, she's got that $200 cash prize for the first 3 people, I think, to go to SC. She's done that also because she wants me to go to the next position, you know, and she's really aware of the fact that when I get promoted, for me to get promoted, I just need to have 2 STD legs that are actually building it. And what I think is really beautiful about this business and this team is that, I mean, I love that we have this little 3 thing going on because Joe's in your team, Rebecca, and I just, there's nothing more I want than both of you to get promoted. But like, it's funny because especially I remember when Joe joined and she'd been talking for so long, and it's like, oh my gosh, I just can't wait for this girl to help Rebecca. And I think that what's amazing about our business is that, and what you hear from like other PMDs and stuff, is that when they're going for, you know, NMD, and you'll notice Lauren never says me as NMD, she'll say us as a team, we're NMD, because to Lauren it's all about the team. And that's why I think we've carried that through so much as our filter, because I have that close relationship with her. And what I love about it is, you know, we could get to the end of the month and it could be like, right, Joe is 500 points off. Who can help Joe? Who can go get a customer? You know, it doesn't matter if you're not in her direct downline or it doesn't affect you, like who can help her kind of thing. And I mean, I've done that with my friend Vera when she went STD 2 years ago. Zach was, you know, points off DD and she was points off an STD. So I ordered a box of bars. I just got back from holiday. I couldn't necessarily afford it. My friend had died. I was not in a good place, but I had in my head, there's no way I'm not going to be SC before my birthday. And I just turned 20, I think I was 22, just turned 22. And my friend had died. And I was like, I didn't even hit my promotion. And I was so like down in the dumps. And then I just realized that Vera, all she needed was like 200 points. She needed 150 points. And I needed 150 points. And if Vera got them, she got promoted and I got promoted. So the beautiful thing about this business is that, and I really hope that our team has this, that when one of us is hitting a promotion, we can go, hey, who can help her out? You know, but right now, I suppose there aren't so many hungry people in the team. You know why? Because there's only 3 of us in the Action Takers group, you know? So, but then you've got to look at how many people I have in my team. I have, 25 people that say they're working, but how many are really working? So that's like 3 out of 25. So actually that statistics are pretty good because we have 3 out of 25 people that are like guns blazing, DMO strong, you know, no matter what, I'm doing this. So when you look at like signing people up to your business, don't expect every one of them to be a rock star. I mean, actually, Rebecca, the perfect example is you have 3 people and one of them is in the Action Takers group. Do you know what I mean? No disrespect to Rachel or Rebecca Megan, like no, none at all. Like they both have their own stuff going on. I love them both dearly just as much as I love anyone else. And Rachel's away, and guaranteed when she gets back, she'll probably want to be in the group because well, we know Rachel. And Megan would be if she wasn't going through her changes. So, but you have to always meet people where they're at. Do you know what I mean? Like, which is why the September group is set up the way it is, because you've got to meet people where they're at, you know? Like, Joe's ready to kick ass. She's like, I need this. You need to push me. How can I do this? You know, on the days where you're ready to, like, give up, you turn around and you go, hey, what can I do? Or I feel shit. And what's really good about you now is you talk about it. You don't lock it in anymore, which is a big change. That's a big distinction that you've made. Like, to go from never talking about it, for me, never knowing if you're okay or not on a daily basis. And also, you know, as a mentor, and it's the same to you, Joe, you don't want to blag your team every day when they've got, you know, depression and go, hey, how are you feeling today? Because that's so annoying. Because then if they're feeling great, they're going to be like, why is she asking me that? So you really want to make sure you're in this place of, you know, like, remember just to look at your life and you both need to really use this as your story. Like, really look at your life and think, okay, like my life, how am I going in terms of my life? Not just my business. When you think of progression, don't just think about your business. And I really got this when I was telling Joe the other day, I was like, Joe, you've come so far, like so far. Like as a single mom, you raised your 2 kids, you are no longer homeless and you used to be. You used to take drugs and you don't anymore. You realize that, you know, the dad was a venomous piece of crap and you cut him out their life and he's not in their life, so he can't affect them. Like all these things that have made you the person that you are today. So, okay, great. You might not be an STD yet, but does that matter really when you look at your life and how much you've grown in your life since your business started? Like that's the way you've got to look at it. Don't just keep looking at your business. Like when you reflect on August, you too, Bex, especially, like don't just look at August and go, oh, you know what? I only got X, Y, Z. Don't do that because that's just like, it's not going to help you. It's not going to benefit you. Anyway, carry on. I went off on one there, but I really had to just shout it a bit.
That's fine. Yeah, so maybe we will do conference goals again then. Sort of what position you want to be at and sort of how you need to get there, basically. So a few of us did do this other day, but we'll redo it. So where do you want to be? What position? Take a couple of minutes to just write down and then see what you need to do to get there, basically. It's kind of a bit like the closing the gap exercise.
What did you ask us about what position we want to be at?
Yeah.
For Liverpool?
Yeah. Is everyone done? Go on then, Joe. Do you want to share yours?
Yeah, so this will not be a surprise, but I want to be SC by conference. And in order to get there, I need to stay consistent, focused, and motivated. I need to follow up with people always. Was there another question you asked?
No, that was it. What about team members and customers?
Oh yeah, 5 team and 10 customers.
Awesome. Do you know you've got the exact same as me?
Oh, have I? Fancy that.
Down.
My bad.
We're both gonna get it, so
I know we are. It's happening.
it is. So Tasha.
I didn't actually write down how many team members or anything, but what I do want to ask you, Joe, do you know exactly what you need to get there? SC, you both know, right? Like the numbers.
Do you mean like in terms of points?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how many I need, but I do know that I have currently 128 points. If that's at all helpful.
Is it 3,250?
That's for SDD.
Oh, okay.
So you want to be for SC it's double that, so it's 6,500.
Right.
Which when you break it down is like 18 people on the gold package in your team, not just you directly. That's in your team. So Joe, if you go and get 3 team members, let's say in the next 2 weeks, and they each get two gold packages each, that is 6 gold packages. And for you, Rebecca, you can completely, the beautiful thing is she can bounce off everything that you do, Joe. So Joe wants to be an SC, which pretty much guarantees Rebecca can be an SC too, but she has to go and make sure you've got other points in different legs. You can't just run off Joe, you know?
Yeah.
So if I was you, Bex, I would focus on getting her to SC and getting another person in your leg to another person in your team to SDD. Right. Now, whether that is Rachel or Megan, who knows, it might be, but you've got to meet them where they're at. So if I was you, I would focus on getting new team members. And, you know, I don't even want to teach someone an SDD anymore. I want to teach them SC because I realize that is all that Cheryl taught Lauren. So we just want to teach SC. We just want to say, look, you're going to be earning 10% commission. You might as well earn 20% commission, which is the truth. Like, you're going to do the same amount of work, put in the same amount of effort. So you might as well get up to that position where you're earning 20%. Plus, when people start, the reason why you want to... Hi, how are you? When people start, and the reason why you want to start them off so strong is because they're excited at the beginning. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
Totally agree.
Oh, sorry, for me. For me, I'm really focusing on what I want the team to be. So I want to have 5 SCs on stage. and 3 SDDs. So I have to go and find all of those this month. And in order for me to get to my next position, I have to make sure that, without complicating it, I have to make sure that 2 people, so out of those 8 people that get promoted, any 2 of those, as long as they hit this thing called their PB, which is 1250, before the 13th of October, then I can get promoted. And as long as I have the pay line, which needs to be 10,000, so that's like £10,000 worth of money going through my business. That's what pay line means. So as soon as you swap from SC to SSC, it changes. The pay line comes into play, and you're not working on points anymore.
It sounds complicated.
Yeah, it's kind of fine. You don't need to worry about it too much. Like, there's a bit more that you like, complication stuff, but I don't really, to be honest, I don't really understand it either. I just don't really care. I'm just like, the reason why I'm really gunning to get 5 SCs and 3 SDDs is because to get to NMD, you only need 5 SCs. Like, so if I have got 8 people, and I think about that, that's 8 club. If 8 people have gone to SDD and SC, and they're rolling and they do that again, you assume those 8 people do that again, then like, it's just going to catch fire. That's all you need your team to do. That's what every one of us. You just need like to find your people that want to run with it, which I've found, like you two. Find people that want to run with it, but find the others as well. Like I know we have a few other people that are ready to run with it in our team. Like, I just know it because of the way that they just straight away. Like Sophie, for example, is one of them, but she's just got stuff going on right now. But she signed up 2 people in her first 10 days of business. She's 100% proved that she not can do this, but she's 100% proved that she gets it. She's just like, I'm on it, cool, fine. Do you know what I mean? We all prove in different ways, and Sophie proved in that way. Like, you pair have both proved in consistency and effort and discipline. Like, she's proved in that. Maybe she doesn't really have consistency down yet, but she has that fire. So when people join, what you really got to latch onto more than anything is that excitement, that excitement that gets in them. They go, oh my God. And you got to give them as much as they can to get excited. Like, that fire in their belly, you got to be the reason that they lit it. So if I was you two this week, like, for me, it's my focus as well. It's the first week of September. It's a fantastic time to start a business because it's the 3rd September of the month. It's the third third of the year. September, a lot of people have a lot of mindset changes because it's, it really goes back, I think, to when we go to school. When you go to school, summer changes and you go back to school in September. As an adult, I feel like we always have that mentality still because we're like finishing summer and we're going back to school kind of things. People are, they're quieting down, like people stop going on holiday now and, they're thinking about Christmas and, oh my God, money. Joe, you've got to tap into that money thing with parents, Are you going to be able to afford all those presents for Christmas? Like, what would you really like to get your kid for Christmas? Like, you've really got to tap into that. And the single mums kind of vibe. Like, I know you're desperate right now, but you really got to work on not being desperate. You really got to work on that with people because the more people can smell your desperation, they're going to run a mile from you. Nobody wants to work with someone that's desperate. So you've got to really work on that. And how you work on that is personal development. So I love that you have that morning and night. It needs to be the first and last thing that you do every day. And you just, if anything, I would make one of the personal development tests you do. If you aren't listening to Mel Robbins, that audio book, I need to send that link. Send Mel. Then that's something that's really going to help you overcome your anxiety. And that's really the only reason you become like in this state, because of your anxiety.
Awesome.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, totally agree with all what you said, Tasha. Right, so where was I? Yeah, conference. So we did those. Also, goals for September. We need to do those. We won't do that on this call, but make sure you've wrote your September goals, business and personal goals, whatever that is. Set it out for what you want to do, basically, where you want to be at. Like I said, business, personal wise, really set it out. Plan out your month. I did mine today. I don't know if you can see it over there, my calendar. I posted it on the group earlier. So I know it's a couple of days late, but hey ho. So I've planned out my month, and it just sets you on track, sets you on a good start for the month if you know where you're going in it. I really like those sort of calendars, what I've got, because it really sets out how many sort of weeks you've got. I like to see everything week by week. So yeah, it really works for me. I guess different things work for different people, but it really does help having it set out. So that's those. The only other thing I was going to mention was the action takers, because I thought Rachel was in there, but obviously she's away. But yeah, I was just wanting Jo to share why she likes being in the group, what she's taking from it, if you're still okay to share, Jo. Yeah? Do you want to go ahead?
Yep, so again, the whole, like, I need this business to work for me because I have no other option, and I feel like Action Takers is really going to help me go that extra bit further. And then the whole, fear of getting kicked out of the group motivates me even more. Like, I know that was never the intention for the group, but it does work. I mean, Christ, I lasted all of August. That amazed me. I genuinely thought I was going to last like 3 or 4 days at most, and here I am, like 5-6 weeks later. Something like that. What else? Oh no, I've forgotten now. But the group works, the group helps, and it is going to push me that extra bit further. And the fact I will be SC by October. It's happening. I don't care. I'm doing it. Done.
Yeah.
There you go.
Awesome. Yeah, it's so true. When I first joined it, I was struggling, like seeing it as an extra thing, and I was getting myself overwhelmed with it because I was doing my DMO and then I saw that as another thing. But see it as including it in your DMO, and that's really helped me. And like Jo says, it's the fear of not wanting to be kicked out of the group, so you make sure you do it, and then it's pushing you further to do those things what you might not have thought to do yourself. Tasha's really good at setting really different tasks to what you wouldn't normally do, and it really does, it puts you out of your comfort zone with certain things and you just get it done, no excuses basically. It's a brilliant group to be in, but like Tasha says, meet people where they're at. So when Rachel and Megan watch us, if you guys don't want to be in that, that's fine, but if you do feel like you want to be in it, then do, because it's brilliant.
Also with new team members as well, as an option, like you just kind of want to just say to them something like, hey, when you really start someone's team off, what you really want to know first, more than anything, is their expectations. How much money do they want to make, and how much time do they want to put into this? And what do they really need or want from this business? And you want to find people that want it, not that need it. That's why, Jo, I'm telling you, like, don't come across desperate, because you don't want to actually focus on the people that need it. You want the wanters, because they're going to do more and they're going to be better. Like, it's just the truth.
Yeah.
Like, you might need this, Jo, but you also really want it. Do you know what I mean? You might need it, but you also really want it. If you needed it, you'd be going it a different way. And it's the same with Rebecca. Like, she wants this. Whether she feels she needs it, but also originally you wanted it because you loved your job, So just whatever passion you had at the beginning, take that. That's how you got Jo, because you wanted this, not because you needed it.
Yeah.
And that's how everybody sees you. They're like, oh, yeah, Rebecca wants this. She loves cats. She works on a job she already loves. Like, social media doesn't know you hate your job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, social media thinks you love your job, but you've got something else going on. And they're like, oh. And Jo, for you, it's the same thing. Like, you could just, Rebecca's just got her auntie, and her auntie wants to join the team, which is just like mega. She hadn't told her auntie anything, and she texted me like, I want to tell my auntie about this. And then she just said to me this morning, oh, my auntie wants to join. I'm like, what? And she hasn't told her anything. So the reason I share that with you is because, again, when you're thinking about signing someone up, like, Rebecca's auntie knew nothing. So I told her, I said, right, so you say, okay, so I started my own business. I joined because of this. You give your reason, and I'm looking forward for it to doing me for this. You guys already have a product story, so you can say that. She doesn't. She hasn't started the product yet, and she's already wanting to sign people up to the team, because she sees the value that we're giving. Like, you can probably tell, she's in America. She's very kind of secluded on her own. It's not like the time difference is completely different. Do you know what I mean? So I'm trying to keep her as involved as I can. But basically, Oh my God, amazing. She went to church today. Hilarious. Her auntie did. Of course she did. Thank you, God. So really, you just want to really think about how you can, when you share people, share your vision. Share why you said why. Like, why did you say yeah? Like, just share that. And then people are going to resonate with that. And they're going to go, oh, that's great. Like, I want to do something like that, you know?
Mm.
And anywhere in the world, you can build an international business. Like, isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, well, that was all what I wanted to share, really. We've got 10 minutes left if anyone wants to go over anything, or Joe?
I did kind of briefly want to touch upon the Day in the Life event. I had
Yeah.
said to Tasha that I didn't think that I would be able to go ahead with the event due to everything that had happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then she suggested that we just do it. And then I'm still very aware that there were a few people that did really want to take part in it. And so I thought, maybe, is it wise to kind of postpone it to a date that fits, a date that is more, there's a word that I've forgotten.
Appropriate.
Something like that.
I
Suitable?
think that
I don't know.
my opinion is that if someone really wants to do an event, they're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with or without
Yeah.
you. Like, if they really want to do it, they're going to do it. So I think that actually what we can do, Joe, is set the task in the Action Takers group. It can be,
Okay.
it can be doing it. And I'm actually going to push events a lot more in the group, because events are what builds your business. So it's going to be like, invite 20 people to tonight's event.
Okay.
And that kind of stuff. So I think that, let's just do it. I mean, I just think you and me should do it. Like, let's just do it. Like, maybe let's do it on Wednesday. And let's just push for it on Wednesday or Thursday even.
Or why not both?
Thursday. Huh?
Well, why don't all three of us do it? Because I know Rebecca does want to do it. So why don't we do Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? And then you can do a day where you're, you know, because I know that you're going away soon and you wanted to do it in America.
Yeah, I leave Friday night.
Well, why don't you do Thursday then?
Thursday's good.
I can do Wednesday, because I was always going to go first anyway, because it was my event and that.
Yeah.
If you're happy to do Friday, Rebecca.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Are you working?
Yeah.
Okay, so what day are you off?
Saturday.
Okay, so why don't you just do Saturday instead?
Okay.
Would you rather do Saturday, Bex?
In the point to show how it fits around my work, though.
That
Yeah, but
is kind of the point.
Yeah, but didn't you say you didn't want to do that?
Yeah, but then I changed my mind and said that it's okay, because I'll just.
Right, okay. You changed your mind. Okay.
I'll just do a live video before I get to work, and then I'll do one after work. I just won't be able to do one during the day. That's all.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, it's my schedule's going to be, and that's fine, because that's actually more relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just have to do it whilst I'm working, walking to and from work. That's fine. But I can post during the day. I can still post at like lunch and stuff. But
yeah,
Friday's a little bit of a crazy day for me, so it just won't happen during the day. But that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing? Are you creating one event on Facebook and then we're all posting in that, or are we creating zone? Yeah.
Yeah, and we could even do a template for our prospects and say, hey, I'm taking part in this event. My day will be on this day. Would love for you to come along, and just send that to all of your prospects so that they know exactly when you're going to be doing your day.
Right.
Or something like that. I don't know.
We'll also tell them what me and Rebecca are doing.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Okay, so are you creating that event, Joe?
Yeah, I can do that.
Are you doing that? Awesome. Yeah,
I can try to. I've never actually created an event before, Sonny.
I can talk to you if you're not sure, but it's pretty straightforward. You should manage.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, if not, let me know and I'll help you. Awesome.
Cool.
Okay. I think that's everything. I'm going to stop recording.